Hi everyone, it's Marissa, and I would like to share with you my top picks for middle school and high school age. And I'm going to start with our nonfiction because Osborne is actually really well known for our nonfiction books. They're really well respected in the industry, and we have a ton of them, and I'm only going to share a very small amount with you. So the first one here is the Illustrated Dictionary of Chemistry, and this is just a really great companion for any child who, or young adult who is studying chemistry. I don't understand a lot of it, and I took chemistry and liked it a lot, but I don't remember any of it. These are really great homework helpers, and they're a lot of homeschool families really like our nonfiction books as well. The Usborne Book of Famous Artists goes through famous artists and talks about their paintings and their lives and things like that. And you learn some surprising things, like a lot of artists actually helped invent things or design things. So that's really cool. The Story of the Second World War is pretty self-explanatory, nonfiction book about the Second World War. Greek Myths and Legends is a really cool book. It's almost like a who's who of the Greek myths. It doesn't really tell a story. It's like it's almost like a biographical dictionary sort of all the characters and the monsters and things like that. This would be really popular with kids that like the Percy Jackson series. The Encyclopedia of World History, and we also have two others of these that I'm not going to remember right now because it's really late, and this is the last video that I'm filming of the night. Geography and something else that I can't remember. But this one is the Encyclopedia of World History, and this goes from the Big Bang to the year 2000, and it tries to talk about not just the big things, but tries to give you a snapshot of what everyday life was like over thousands of years. And it has over 100 maps and 12,000 year time chart in it. And this is also an internet linked book, which means that there's a website that you can go to, and it has a ton of website references that you can go to learn more about what's being discussed on the pages. And the good thing about it being a website that you go to is that they will be constantly updated, so you don't have to worry about them being printed in this book and the websites being out of date in a couple of years. And they're also, screened so that you know that your kids are going to reliable websites and stuff like that. The complete book of the microscope is so cool. This is the winner of the Learning Magazine Teacher's Choice Award, and it has photographs up to thousands of times larger than life and up to 1,000,000 times larger than life. And let me try to. Of course, I opened to one that didn't have anything incredible in it, but the photographs in this are just so cool. This is a really, really, really neat book to just browse through. All right, so I would like to talk about some of our chapter books for older readers as well. This is Who Dares. There's another one with these same two characters called Who Cares. This is Toby and Reese, and they're surfers, and one of them is a surfer and one of them is a skateboarder, and it's about their relationship, and it's pretty engaging and fun. The Last 13. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that I have not read this yet because I just got it and I cannot wait to read it. I have to finish the book that I'm reading right now before I can read this, but I have heard that this is phenomenal, and it's sort of like Heroes, the TV show Heroes, but with kids. It's 13 teens, and they're called like the Dreamers or the Dreamwalkers or something like that, but they all have a special power and they have to save the world. This was supposed to go in my nonfiction stuff. This is true war stories. So it's written in a way that makes you feel like you're actually engaged. Like, it's very engaging. It makes you feel like you're really taking part in the events. It's great for reluctant readers, and it's just a really cool book. I haven't read the whole thing, but I've skimmed quite a bit of it, and it's really interesting. Red Eye's Animal Investigators, the Animal Investigators series, and this goes through a bunch of supernatural things that are going on. This is like crazy gulls that are attacking a town, and the animal investigators have to figure out what's going on, why it's happening. A World Away, I'm actually going to talk about these two together because they are the same author. A World Away is about 100, this is a true historical fiction, but it's about it's a true event, but it's a fictional account of it, of 100 English men, women, and children who traveled to the New World in 1587 and they were never heard from again. They just disappeared. And this, The Raven Queen, is about the Lady Jane Grey, and she was engaged to, she was supposed to be betrothed to King Edward, and they ended up not getting married. She ended up marrying someone else instead, but she did end up being the de facto Queen of England for 9 days. And it's a very interesting story about her life and how she deals, she's basically a pawn, and how she deals with being manipulated and that sort of thing. Shadow of the Dragon, and there's a second one of these. This is about a girl named Kira who's 12 years old, and these books are just really strong female protagonists and dragons, so you can't really go wrong. In this one, her family is abducted and she has to save them. And then Conspiracy 365 is one of our most popular series. So this is a 12-part series. And on New Year's Eve, Cal is outside of his house playing basketball, and this crazy guy walks down the street and like passes out right in front of him, and his dad had just died, and he tells him that his dad was murdered, even though his dad died from an illness, and that the people who murdered his dad are going to get him too, and he has to survive the next 365 days. So this is January. There's one book per month of the next 365 days. Very high interest, very engaging, very quick reads. And then I saved this one for last because it's my favorite right now. The Phoenix Files is about a kid named Luke who is having a really bad year. His parents get divorced, and then his mom takes this job with this company, and they have to move to this town that the company has built just for the people that work in this company, called Phoenix. And it's like, this isn't set in Australia. It's like out in the middle of nowhere in bush country, and he doesn't know anyone, and he's sad because he can't see his dad anymore. And then he gets there and he gets this really mysterious envelope, and he starts to, him and his two new friends that he's made start to suspect that the corporation that owns this town and this company has a plot to destroy the world. And they have 100 days? Yeah, they have 100 days to save the world. So that's the Phoenix Files, and it's really, really, really good. It's my favorite. So those are my picks for high school. Again, we have over 1,600 titles, and I can't go over all of them with you. So if you have any questions or you would like specific recommendations for the ages and interests of the kids in your life, please let me know. Thanks so much. I'll see you back at the event page.